Joe Biden there. Let's turn our eye to business. Kate Moody joins us. While the EU and allies are trying to reduce their dependence on Russian energy, others seem to be snapping it up. Who are we talking about?
Well, India in particular, Mark. India has abstained in UN votes to condemn Russia's invasion of Ukraine, and it's trying to balance its economic and political interests in the region. In 2021, India imported 12 million barrels of oil from Russia. That was about 2% of its overall supplies that year. It bought none from Russia in January and February of this year, but it has already ordered 6 million barrels for delivery in March and April. That is a significant uptick in pace. The reason, in the months since Russia began its war in Ukraine, other buyers have shied away from Russian oil, and it's being sold at a sharp discount now. Urals crude, which is the main oil blend that's exported by Russia, currently costs around 30% less than the international benchmark of Brent crude. You can see that price difference plunging there over the last month or so. They do normally sell at similar prices. Well, with global oil prices well above $100 per barrel, that is a real discount that Delhi's taking advantage of. India is the third biggest consumer of crude oil in the world, behind the US and China. Analysts also expect Beijing to start buying cheap Russian oil in the months to come. It's understood that India is looking into switching more of its trade with Russia into rubles instead of dollars or euros. For now, the US has said that India's oil imports do not violate its sanctions, although it has suggested that ongoing support for Russia is having a devastating impact. U.S. officials are considering imposing so-called secondary sanctions that would punish third parties who keep doing transactions with Moscow. That would potentially impact India's future oil purchases. Well, meanwhile, the French sports retailer Decathlon has suspended sales at its stores across Russia. Unlike many other Western brands who have cut ties with Moscow since it invaded Ukraine a month ago, Decathlon said this decision was linked to supply chain problems and was not a political stance. Supermarket chain Auchan and DIY retailer Leroy Merlin are also owned by the same parent company. They have also been criticized for not joining that corporate exodus from Russia. Last week, during his address to the French Parliament, Ukraine's president singled out French brands who he accused of financing the war by continuing to do business in Russia. Moscow has said it could nationalize any foreign firms who choose to leave. Let's check in on the day's trading action now. Investors around the world really focused on those talks between Russian and Ukrainian